Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, September 23, 2023, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Any intelligent fool can make things bigger and more complex. It takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction. Albert Einstein. There's a great secret that your parents may not have told you when you were young. And for the most part, I don't believe many, very small. You are an eternal being that will never die. And you're temporarily on a sacred roller coaster called life. This ride has got loads of twists and unexpected turns. There is going to be a massive uphill climb at some point, a gigantic downhill drop, loop-de-loops, and many emotional squeals and squeaks along the way. What your parents might have been unable to communicate to you is that you have nothing to worry about, because you're never going to die. You can take this temporary roller coaster through life seriously or not. The choice is yours. And every moment, how you're going to ride this sacred ride. Ecstasy is your very nature. Not to be as static is simply unnecessary, Osho. Meaning, you are going to grab on tight with a white-knuckled grip, clutching the fake steering wheel, or are you going to sit back and relax so that your hands can fly freely in the air? However you decide to live your life is totally fine. Just know that you're strapped in the seat, and life is going to take you all the way to the very end. The choice is yours. Just how tight or loose you care to grip onto the unnecessary handrail. What do you fear is the worst that could happen to an eternal spiritual being who will never die? What do you believe would happen if you let go of everything you think is true and stayed open to the idea that anything is possible? I believe that the thoughts, experiences, and feelings that arise inside your human life are meant to do one powerful thing: to give you the experience of being human and feeling alive, so that you can let go of trying to control the roller coaster and simply enjoy the ride. That's it. In this now moment, you can breathe deeper, relax more fully into your body, and feel this overflowing sensation of peace with who you are. This peace that is found solely by relaxing within yourself is the most sacred, deeply eternal loving of them all. And knowing how to always find it is the greatest accomplishment that any human being can achieve. Choosing to be at peace with yourself allows you to relax into your life so that you can deeply unravel yourself and discover the God sources within. Inner peace is not always so easily found. Start with investigating your connection to this ever-present awareness that is within you, the one that always watches you and has never, ever, ever, ever judged you. The only real valuable thing in life is intuition. Albert Einstein again. Know your inner awareness intimately and create the deepest, most personal connection with it. Look for awareness in your heart, in your belly, and at the core of your being. It is also in the spaces you would least think to look, resting as this awareness, free from all the mind chatter. is what being at peace is all about. Your mind creates all the distractions. Awareness creates the time and space to explore your life's greatest possibility. Remember always that whatever you focus on always expands. Trust life. Trust God. If you trust, only then can you put your mind aside, and something immense opens up. Then this life is no longer ordinary life. It becomes full of God, overflowing ocean. Quiet the mind, and you will master it. This very moment, you can stop paying so much attention to your thoughts and instead pay closer attention to where all your thoughts are arising from. Only at the source of thought do you discover the divine purpose of your entire life. An awake, aware mind lives in bliss and can manifest its desires 1,000 times easier than a non-meditative mind. You can easily discover this extraordinary bliss within you through meditating on the eternal soul that you are. The constant discovery of this eternal being that you are is much bigger and better than any thought or experience you could ever have. It is the greatest, deeply eternal love we can ever discover because it frees us from all of our suffering instantly. Once the mind stops its perpetual search out there and simply is being present to the eternal being that is here now, everything becomes very clear and instantly blissful. The quieter you become, the more you're able to hear. Chinese proverb. Whatever it is you most crave to experience in this lifetime is easily found through mastering this mind. Meditation is the link we've been missing our entire lives on this planet. It is the gateway to an eternal river of inner bliss that naturally unfolds successfulness in everything we do. Like taming a wild horse, the mind can get crazier and wilder the more we attempt to control it. However, the more often we sit still, allowing for this quietness inside, the more our mind will discover the freedom to play, laugh with life, enjoy the play of duality, and transcend all suffering. Only with a calm, centered mind and body can we explore any unknown, and are metaphysically opening up the greatest manifesting channels of energy in this universe. If there were only one purpose for meditating, it would be to transcend the drama and illusions created by our mind and deeply realize that we are the God source behind it all. This constant realization will be the end of our suffering forever. To embody this cosmic understanding simply takes letting go of all the ideas you have about who and what you are and being open to the simple essence of you. This is the secret to connecting with the infinite essence inside. The magic all starts and ends with letting go of every idea about who you think you are. This lets the simple experience of being alive become a sacred, daily, deeply eternal loving. Simply being an eternal being, breathing, walking, talking, connecting with others, automatically opens up full access to your unlimited manifesting powers. It also perpetuates a healing awareness in you that will allow you to attract more of the most positive, loving experiences and people that you desire. You become a being of light, overflowing with joy, love, self-appreciation, self-approval, and self-love. If you want total freedom from suffering right now, realize this one simple truth as many times as you can in this next week. You are an eternal being and will never die. This is profound spiritual awareness and will come and go in your mind until you root it. These roots are drilled into the soil of your body. When you decide you are ready to awaken to a higher state of consciousness, when you choose to deeply, eternally love yourself in this way, then the real, deeply eternal love starts to pour forth. To be ecstatic is natural, spontaneous, needs no effort to be ecstatic. It needs great effort to be miserable. Also, we all have not only the ability, but the opportunity every day, every split second, every atomic second, every quantum particle. We have the opportunity and the ability to go within. This whole planet, this entire civilization, that's what it's missing. That's what it's been missing since its beginning. All of the things that all of us through generations have been taught are a facsimile of the truth. We are immortal supreme beings that never die. You begin to realize this because you know then that you're not the body, right? So what are you? The body's the vessel. That you know. But what is inside the body? What? The God, the pure consciousness, the source, the God source, the kingdom of God, the heaven, is you within that body. All of those things. You can see how diminished we are by being told falsities. Thousands and thousands and thousands of years. It's apparent when we watch ourselves and others without judgment through the heart-mind in the now. It's almost like when you have amnesia, everything that you know that you knew that you were, you don't remember at all. You have no clue. And we, as a civilization, have amnesia. We've had it for thousands of years. This is why we are bicameral. Now you would think that bicameralism left the civilization, but it didn't. It just changed form. This is why when you interact with others, in your awareness, you discover that they don't understand you. Right? They don't understand you. What this does for you is it frustrates you. Right? You get frustrated. It's like, to you, it's as clear as a bell. But to them, it isn't even detectable. They have no clue. This is where we look at the understandings that it's all about you. See, none of us are separate. The illusion gives us the feeling of separation, but we're all one. Every God in all of these bodies is one. We are facets of the one. The Adians, Syrians, Arcturians, Andromedans, on and on and on throughout existence and beyond, through all the galaxies, through all the universes and beyond, we are one. In all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, we are one. We have always been one. We will always be one. We are a collective consciousness. Some of us, asleep. Some of us, not so much, and others pretty much awake. The challenges that we receive when we come into these bodies is that the body develops an ego. It develops a character, a personality. And all those things. Now, it'd be different had we not had amnesia and we remembered who and what we are. But this is a test. This is an experience that shall pass. And it depends on what we extract from it and how we discover. And then we'll move on. Now, understand also that these bodies will be returned to longevity. Nothing like you experience now, it doesn't fit the gods that we are. The lifespan is too short. All of the diseases that eat away at it, it has no real protection. So as we become more aware that we are God, and we make the connection of understanding as how powerful we are, eventually we will heal these bodies in a blink of the eye. We will live for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. We will discover many things. We will mature. We will ascend. We will continually increase our vibrational frequencies. This is all there. All of us eventually will, but not in this lifetime. Others will in this lifetime, others won't. We just keep moving. We move into higher. Once you understand higher vibrational frequency, and you understand that you are everything and everything is you, and you are nothing and nothing is you. Both sides of the spectrum. The only reason we have separation is so we each traverse material physical world. And each of us experience many different things. All of that is contained within the one. All of that is communicated within the one. Do we ever stop learning? No. We continually create things so we can experience them and learn more. It's an endless journey. What would we do? Sit out in space and exist? Do nothing, just exist? I don't think any of us would do that for long. We like creating. We enjoy it. The biggest challenge for mankind is to understand that it isn't the body. It isn't the ego. It isn't the mind. Those are all constructs that test us, that challenge us, that push us, that sometimes direct us, sometimes misdirect us. So we end up with a tremendous amount of experience. Knowledge is great. Without experience, knowledge is nothing. This is why we continually experience on a minute-to-minute, second-to-second basis. We're creating our lives as we go. And we purposely don't remember some of the things that we create that challenge us. Do you see how we live? We exist with the understanding, most of us do, all right? Starting out as babies, most of us exist believing that we're the body, okay? That we're nothing more than the body. And when we leave the body still is with us because that's how it's always been depicted. So we go to the other side, and we're carrying the body, the form, the image of the body that we left on Earth. But that's not us. We are the God. We are the God, the source. So see, you'll know that that's a trick. It's a trick. And it fools us gods. And we don't have a clue about it. We really don't. We fall into it. It isn't really a negative, but it's the cycle that keeps us in this circle for thousands of years. Now, when you begin to realize that we have the ability to heal these bodies to the extent where we stay young and vibrant for thousands of years, we learn a lot. We experience a lot. We will rediscover things. You can begin to understand the civilization and its opportunity and abilities to expand way beyond this heavy third-dimensional rift. Now, many of us on this planet are asleep. For years, people keep saying, everybody's waking up, everybody's waking up. But that's true. But not in massive numbers. So we have a short period of time in these bodies to discover who and what we are in this lifetime. And many won't get there. So they'll come in the next lifetime. And maybe the next lifetime, maybe 10,000 more lifetimes. Because, you see, when you don't ever die and you take on vessels like these bodies and you experience a life, you can do that forever. But through our connection and how we've been programmed, how these bodies have been programmed, we have a very difficult time embracing that understanding. It's too large for the mind to even fathom. So the mind kicks it out. But when you start going into the now and you begin to meditate, which is basically focus on the breath and listen to the breath, everything else will drop away. That's a guarantee. When you focus and listen on your breath, everything will disappear. Mind chatter, ego mind, everything. Worry, stress, fear, anxiety, everything. Now, some people would call it, maybe that's, you're escaping, you're running from it. No, you're not. We have to, you can choose. You step out of the mind, you leave it alone. That means step out of the mind. If you step out of the ego, you leave them alone by being in the now. You don't engage their thought processes that come at you. You don't embrace them. Right? You don't have those 60,000 thoughts plus bombarding you every single day 24/7. You have you. Silence. Complete silence. You see, the ego will say, you're doing nothing. Come on, you've got to get things done. You're doing nothing. You can't do nothing. And you're actually not doing any. You're doing a lot. This has been pursued for eons. Or let's just say the opportunity to go within has been there forever. Have any of the ones that we know about that are out of body now, did any of them, were they complete in doing that? No. What about all the philosophers? All of these people that have come and gone. Khalil Gibran, Lao Tzu, Maitreya, Buddha. Osho, all of them. Were they complete? Did they discover who and what they were again? Smidgen, maybe. Because once you do, you don't leave within. You do not leave it. You stay there. You exist on a whole different understanding. Now, okay, so people have asked, well, if that's the case, then we're probably done with our journey. No. Then you begin to understand what it all means. And you, for the first time ever, in all your lifetimes, you're the commander. You're the navigator. The body is the vehicle. But you are aware. You know who and what you are in that body. But you are not in the head. Remember, in the now, the head, the ego mind, is gone. It's not there. And eventually, it will cease to even function. It will be gone. And it helps us, it assists us on getting there. But as you can tell on this planet, most of us are ensconced with the ego mind. And we don't know it. Because to us it seems very natural. And we don't even think about it. We really don't. Yeah, we might acknowledge every now and then, oh, that person got one heck of an ego. But they're just showing you that it does exist. And that we are under its control. First off is recognizing that that's the case, which is a good thing. And then knowing that you have the ability to go within and eventually stay within. And we've been convinced on this planet that 90 years is really a long life. Isn't that amazing? That it's a long life. 95 years, 100 years, 110 years, 125 years is a long life. Super long. And it's a drop in the bucket. But it's how we view ourselves, period. It's how we discover who and what we really are, and not who we think we are. That's why it's all about you. It's not about anybody else. It's about you, every one of us, discovering for ourselves who and what we really are. And yes, we've become very attached to these physical forms, so it makes it that much more difficult to let go. I don't mean leave it, but to let go of it all. Then you move into peace within. You move into understanding that it's kindness, generosity, and humbleness to yourself. It means that you are deeply in love with yourself, the God that you are. Obviously, therefore, you would take better care of your physical vessel that carries you around. All of these things fall into place with ease. It's when we most of us fight ourselves. We fight life. We don't embrace life, we fight it. You know, statements like, oh, another day, another dollar. We're constantly complaining about life. You ever notice that? We all do it. None of us are exempt from it. But we complain about life. And then one day, you're out of the body. So instead of using that kind of energy, we decide and we understand as we move into higher frequencies, we are in deep gratitude for every moment of life and everything around us and everyone. Gratitude is a very powerful tool for all of us to move into and stay there. Not once in a while. In other words, you don't really need to receive anything to be grateful. You can be grateful in the very moment you're in, moment to moment. And once you get into the habit of being grateful, you'll never leave it. You will be grateful for many things. And it will be ongoing. And it won't be from the ego. It will be from the heart. Your gratitude is deep. And the gratitude is the God. Why would we be anything else but gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves at all times? Why wouldn't we? We have issues or situations that we have gained in our lifetime, in this lifetime, or maybe even past lifetimes, that we carry with us that we have no reason to carry with us. It's carrying it with us is just a burden. It's unnecessary load and weight. So you face it, you embrace it, and you let it go. And every time it tries to sneak back in, you do the same thing again until it stops trying to sneak back in. Do you ever notice that this civilization complicates everything? Everything must be complicated. It can't be that easy. It's got to be more to it than that. And it actually is that easy until we complicate it. How do we complicate it? We focus on it. We keep focusing that there's got to be more. It can't be this easy. There's got to be more things involved. And there really isn't until we create them. Then it becomes complicated. And then we say to ourselves, I knew it. I knew it wasn't going to be this easy. I knew it was going to have other things. Because we created them. It's like whatever you can imagine, good or bad, you can create. Hands down. Every one of us. Whatever we can imagine, we can create. That's why it's so important to be aware of the ego mind's infiltration of our thoughts. The majority of thoughts, remember, thoughts go out. You create a thought and you send it out to the universe. The universe responds, good, bad, or indifferent. But when thoughts come to you, they're not yours. No matter how real and how much they carry you or your name or whatever, they seem. Just like a dream that you swear up and down is real, and it ends up not being. How do you know that all of us aren't in a dream right now? How do we know? We don't. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Treasure this day for its divine and all ways. Every day of your life is a miracle. Each moment is so synchronistic, unique, and perfect. You are part of the most finely crafted, orchestrated masterpiece. You are living the perfect life, whether you believe it or not. The only thing to realize is that this is true. Enjoy the bliss of being here in the now. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. We'll return here Sunday, September 24, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on around you or within.